trying to record a thing about the Volt here. A 2017 Chevrolet Volt Premier Edition. I've had it since May of 2017. Bought it new, sort of new, because the dealer had the car and was using it as a demo, and it had 4,500 kilometers on it to begin with. And the interesting thing about this car, if you're interested in it, you'd be interested because you might be buying a used one. They don't make them anymore. They quit making them after 2019. In GM's wondrous wisdom, they decided that PHEVs just weren't worth pursuing, and they're just going to go all electric, which is fair enough. But mind you, now, as of 2020, all these other dealers are, well, they're going into the PHEV market. There's more hybrids and more plug-in hybrids, and plug-in hybrid is a darn good way to go because you get to experience all the benefits of an electric vehicle without any of the range anxiety and without any of the other worries or things. And people have got to get used to it using electric vehicles. They're always so worried about the lack of range because electric vehicle, even the best, have like 300 miles range, which people think, oh, that's not very much, because my car with the gas I can go like 700 miles. But they forget your average use of an electric car, your daily use is like less than 50 miles. So if the average person's use is less than 50 miles, why do you need to go any more? Why do you have to spend more to put a big, expensive, heavy battery in it? So that's the thing about a Chevrolet Volt. It's got a range of about, I should say, 50 miles or 90 kilometers. And that's with good weather. 90 to 100 kilometers with good weather. In the winter, it drops down with the cold very quickly to like 30 kilometers. But even that's often enough for someone in their average daily drives. Unless you gotta commute a long distance to go to work. The nice thing about it too is it'll charge fairly fast, even with just regular 110 volt. When you leave it at home at night, it'll charge overnight, 12, 13 hours on 110 volt, which it'll do. So if you have a level 2 charger in your garage, 240 volt, you can get charging it in like 4 hours. So that isn't too bad. People also forget you aren't always charging from zero every day. So usually you still have a bit of charge left in it. But even if you do run out of the whole power charge, the gas motor kicks in automatically and you don't even hardly feel it or notice it. So you have no problems. There's so many good things about this car that I do like. I should just focus on the negative things, because there's a few little things that I don't like. One little thing that I don't like is it doesn't have power seats. I guess the 2018 and 2019 models had power seats. Another thing I don't like is there's the back hatch for the storage of the charging cable in the back. It's a very flimsy plastic lid door that goes on there, and mine, one of the tabs broke on it, so I just don't have it in there, which isn't a big problem. A lot of people and a lot of new cars, though, don't have spare tires anymore. This was another one that doesn't have a spare tire. They at least give you a little 12 volt air compressor that'll plug into a cigarette lighter, and it'll pump air into a tire if you run out really low. It also has tire pressure monitoring system, so you can keep an eye on the tires. I have mine always on the dash, so I can watch the air pressure of any of the tires. They also give you a patch kit with some goop, which I understand doesn't work that well, and especially if you have a major blowout, it's not going to fix it. So in that case, you are out of luck and would have to get a tow or someone to come with another tire. A lot of people do buy an extra spare tire. At least they throw it in the back when they're going on a trip. But then you gotta, get yourself a jack and a wrench, and got a bunch of other stuff you gotta carry around, which takes a lot of cargo space, which you'd need if you're on a trip. But I've been lucky. I haven't had a flat tire like in more than 20 years, so it's not usually a big thing with modern tires. Watch, we'll be driving now and I'll get a flat. What's the bad thing about it? There's nothing. That's all the bad things, really. The AM radio reception is pretty poor. They say nowadays no one listens to radio anymore, so quite often they don't put radios in cars. This one has a radio, but it doesn't work that well. It has Apple CarPlay and Android. It has a charging thing in the armrest here, which is supposed to wireless charge a phone. My iPhone XS has not been successfully charged with it, and the phone I had before, which was a 6S, did not charge either. So, from what I understand, most people give up charging them. I just have a little wire going to a USB port, going into my phone. They have a nice little container here right beside the shifter, which just fits the phone just nice. It's a good place to keep your phone in and have it charging with a wire. So I can live with that. What are the bad things? Oh, some people complain about the comfort of the seats. I find them just fine. They don't have extra lumbar support and a lot of adjustments, but it's basically a manual seat that you can go up and down, forward and back and stuff, so it's not too bad. One thing that's really nice about the seats is this car, the armrests are just right. You can set it so your armrests are just comfortable. You feel like you're in a nice armchair. So that's nice. It's very ergonomically well put together. I can get to all the controls very easily without even leaning forward. A lot of the controls have duplicate controls on the steering wheel, like the volume control and the track advance, or go back if you're listening to MP3s or something. It also, the track advance will also change your stations on the radio if you want to. Stuff like that. It's got adaptive cruise control. It's not autopilot, but it's pretty cool. And it's got a lane lane departure warning, which doesn't work that great. It basically just gives you a nudge if you hit to the line, too close to the line or too close to the side, and it'll ping pong you between across your lane. So, which isn't great, but hey, sometimes if you're drifting off and it'll give you a little nudge, oh, okay, that's nice. It's better than nothing. And you can turn it off if it really annoys you. This thing here too, because it's a premium model with all the bells and whistles, it's got automatic parking, which actually, the parallel parking works really well. You have to sit there and follow the instructions as it goes once it finds the spot, but it'll guide you. It'll go put it in reverse, and then you have to leave your foot on the brake and slowly go back, and then it'll say stop, and it tells you what to do. So it's not totally automatic, but it does guide you to a parking, and it's gotten me into spots which are way tighter than I would normally have even attempted. So all in all, it's been a pretty good car. I've had two major problems with it, both under warranty while it was first new. One time the whole infotainment screen totally was black, and the most annoying thing about that, besides not being able to use the radio and stuff, was the backup camera wasn't working then. You couldn't see where you were going, and it has pretty poor rear visibility unless you have that camera. That camera is great. So they had that replaced under warranty. It's just some module. And the only other problem I had was a very common problem with the 2017s, which is the shift to park problem, where it gets stuck and it won't let you turn the thing off until you put it into park, even though you have it in park. Anyways, that's a well-known problem now, and most of the dealers, I'm sure, know it, and they fix that. It's not too much of a problem to replace the old gear shifter thing. I call it a gear shifter. There's no gears. Anyways, you've got a lot of the advantages of an electric car, at least for the first 90 kilometers or 50 miles, and then only then after that will it turn into a regular hybrid where it trades with the battery and the gas motor. Either way, you get great mileage. And personally, I get my stats are I use 76% of all my miles driven have been electric. So out of 68,000 kilometers right now I have on it, I believe 58,000 or so have been totally electric only. So yeah, my gas is an average of $100 to $120 a year, so that's not bad. So it does sort of pay in the long run. So thanks a lot for putting up with even this much, and if you have any questions about a Volt, leave me a comment. I'll try and answer them. Bye.